Welcome to the Coffee and Turner Syndrome podcast,
where we talk all about Turner Syndrome.
I'm Brooke.
I'm Andrea.
Now let's hop
into today's episode.
Hi guys, Brooke here. I wanted to share this very, very short, sweet, but I feel like important episode of the podcast where I actually address an Instagram account that I saw by a mom of a butterfly who was sharing her response to reactions she was getting for talking about her daughter having Turner syndrome. That's the context of this film, that's the context of this video and what I'm talking about. I initially shared this on Instagram stories, but I thought it was really an important conversation for the podcast too. So I wanted to share it here on the podcast as well. I also wanted to add that I will link the Instagram account in the description box. I will also try to link directly to her video that I was responding to. And so you'll have that there so you can go and watch it either before or after you listen to my thoughts. I just thought I would add that in there. I am going to link both her Instagram account and her video so that you guys can see it as well. While we normally don't have a video version of Coffee and Turner Syndrome, this one does have video to it if you would like to watch, if you normally just listen. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy this. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and send us a message. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you have any episode ideas you would like to see. And I hope you enjoy this. I hope it encourages you. Okay. You guys know I'm going to have thoughts about that. I have been seeing posts from that same mom a lot over the last 24 hours, I think. I think I saw some of her posts first yesterday. And specifically, a bunch of her Turner syndrome posts started coming up for me. She has a daughter with Turner syndrome. And I, of course, found it interesting, it being posted from the mom's perspective. And then I saw her reel today about people being upset that she's sharing that her daughter has Turner syndrome. And I have lots of thoughts. Lots and lots of thoughts. So a couple of major things that I want to point out is, one, of course, me being a butterfly, a butterfly that shares online that she has Turner syndrome. I'm, of course, going to be yeah, there's no problem with that. I think what she says about there being a difference between sharing actual medical details versus sharing she has a diagnosis is pretty much the key, right? Whether it's easy or not every case of Turner syndrome is going to be the kind that people don't ask questions. There are going to be more cases of Turner syndrome than not, that there are symptoms that trigger people asking questions. No matter what form of Turner syndrome you have, there are symptoms that will trigger people asking questions. Whether it's your height, whether it's scars you have, what have you, there's going to be symptoms, more likely than not, in most cases, that give it away. That give away that there's something there, for lack of a better way of saying that. And so you have to work around navigating how you're going to answer those questions. And I do find what she says about trying to share for other moms really, really amazing. I share because I wanted to have somebody like me posting online when I was searching. And I didn't have that. That was not a thing. There wasn't really people doing that there, especially not an actual person with Turner syndrome. And so I do think that's important. her story about she would go every week just to get checked, just to have it confirmed that her daughter was still alive, reminds me of my mom saying if she hadn't felt me move in a while, she would go lay out on the couch and make me uncomfortable so I would move so she knew I was still alive. It is scary. And the more support you can have, the better. Her connection to Down syndrome was really interesting too. I compare Turner syndrome and Down syndrome, I feel like, all the time. Not that they're exactly apples to apples, but just like they're both a spectrum, right? They're both a spectrum in different ways. And Down syndrome is a more commonly known condition for that discussion. People know what Down syndrome is. Not many people still, to this day, know what Turner syndrome is. So it is interesting to try to talk about it in conjunction with another condition. There's not really an exact apples to apples. And I don't think comparing the two, I think I'd compare it to autism too. Like, I make a connection where autism is a spectrum. Probably much more in line with how Turner syndrome is a spectrum. But autism is a spectrum, just like Turner syndrome is. Down syndrome, there's levels to it. So it's also the most commonly known condition over Turner syndrome that people are going to have context to help understand. So I do think having a mom sharing like that, within, like she mentioned, not sharing medical information specifics, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's another way that people who are looking can hear stories and hear actual lived experiences versus what the doctors are telling you the statistics mean, because the statistics don't help. And actual real experiences do. Getting to see a face of somebody with Turner syndrome is much more helpful than looking at numbers and being told this is what we think is likely going to happen for your daughter, especially when those statistics are so skewed. And we know that they're limited. I loved seeing, and some names I recognized, seeing comments from other butterflies on her posts, sharing like, hey, I'm getting married next year. I'm this old. I'm that old. I do this for work. And kind of sharing the amazing value in their life and what they've gotten to do in their life and how beautiful they feel their life is. I think that's really important too. Yes, you need reality. That is a part of reality also. My reality is not doom and gloom. My reality is what's actually happening with me right now. This is a Turner syndrome reality. This is a Turner syndrome outcome, a Turner syndrome life. One that they gave less than 1% chance of looking this way. So it is a part of the reality. It is something that's possible. It's not to say it's the only possible outcome, but it is a possible outcome. And that is just as important to hear. And I don't think it's a disservice. In fact, I think it's a helpful thing for that to be represented also. And for the little girls with Turner syndrome that don't know what all of this looks like as they grow up, that don't know what the road ahead looks like for them. What does it even mean for what their life will look like? And for the moms that are being told really scary things. I think it's important to hear all of the Turner syndrome stories. And that's why I share all of the stories that I do. Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this episode. I hope it really helped you and was encouraging. And we will talk to you guys in the next episode. Bye. The Coffee and Turner Syndrome podcast is a Butterfly Entertainment production. You can keep up with the Coffee and Turner Syndrome podcast on Instagram at Coffee and Turner Syndrome podcast. You can keep up with all of Butterfly Entertainment's podcasts, YouTube videos, films, and other projects on our Instagram page. We are at Butterfly Entertainment Group. Thanks for listening.